Have you ever wondered how the dark, romantic and mysterious Gothic culture came to be? This enigmatic phenomenon, with its brooding aesthetic and fascination for the macabre, has left an indelible mark on various facets of our society. Gothic culture is a complex and diverse tapestry, woven from threads of architecture, music, fashion, lifestyle, literature and art. It is a culture that thrives on the exploration of darkness, the celebration of individuality, and the embrace of the unconventional. It's a world where ornate cathedrals stand tall against stormy skies, where literature delves into the deepest corners of the human psyche, and where music resonates with haunting melodies. The influence of Gothic culture is far-reaching. In architecture, it brought to life the grandeur of towering spires, intricate stonework, and stained glass windows that paint stories with light. In music, it gave birth to melancholic tunes that stir the soul, echoing with themes of love, death, and the supernatural. In fashion, it introduced a style marked by dark elegance, a blend of Victorian refinement and punk rebellion. In lifestyle, it fostered a unique ethos, one that cherishes the beauty in darkness and finds comfort in solitude. In literature and art, it sparked a fascination for the macabre, the supernatural, and the romantic, giving rise to timeless works that continue to captivate us. The origins of Gothic culture can be traced back to the Middle Ages, a time of chivalry, superstition, and religious fervor. There, in the heart of medieval Europe, the seeds of Gothic were sown. Over the centuries, these seeds have grown, branching out into various subcultures, each with its own unique interpretation of the Gothic ethos. So, as we delve into the shadowy realms of this fascinating culture, remember that Gothic is more than just a style or a trend. It's a mindset, a way of life, a celebration of the beauty found in darkness and individuality. So let's unravel the mystery of Gothic culture, starting from its medieval roots. The seeds of Gothic culture were sown in the Middle Ages, a time of knights, castles, and dramatic tales of love and death. This period, spanning the 5th to 15th centuries, witnessed the birth of Gothic, a term originally used to describe a style of architecture characterized by pointed arches, ribbed vaults, and flying buttresses. These architectural elements combined to create buildings that reached for the heavens, a testament to the religious fervor of the age. Gothic architecture, while originating in France around the 12th century, quickly spread across Europe, transforming the skyline with towering cathedrals and robust castles. Cathedrals, such as the Notre Dame in Paris and the Chartres Cathedral, became iconic symbols of this era. These edifices were more than just places of worship. They were marvels of engineering and artistry that encapsulated the spirit of the age. In the realm of literature, the Middle Ages also saw the germination of themes that would later become central to Gothic fiction. Tales of knights in shining armor, damsels in distress, and supernatural occurrences filled the pages of medieval literature. These stories, often steeped in moral lessons, mirrored the tumultuous world outside, rife with wars, plagues, and religious strife. However, it wasn't until centuries later that these themes found their full expression in the genre of Gothic literature. The first Gothic novel, The Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole, wasn't published until 1764. Yet, it's clear that the seeds for these stories of suspense, horror, and romance were planted in the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages thus acted as a crucible, melding architecture, literature, and the prevailing social and religious sentiments into a cultural phenomenon that would later be known as Gothic. It was a time of profound change and innovation, a time that gave birth to a culture that would continue to evolve and influence generations to come. Thus, the Middle Ages set the stage for the emergence of a culture that would captivate the world for centuries to come. Fast forward to the 18th and 19th centuries, when the Gothic culture experienced a revival that would forever change the world of art and literature. During this period, known as the Gothic Revival, a newfound appreciation for the medieval Gothic style emerged, leading to a resurgence of Gothic architecture. This was no mere duplication of the Middle Ages, but a reinvention, a reinterpretation of the past through the lens of the present. Buildings soared to new heights with pointed arches, intricate stonework, and stunning stained glass windows that painted the world in a kaleidoscope of color. Prominent architects of this era, such as Augustus Pugin and George Gilbert Scott, championed the Gothic style, believing it to be the most suitable style for both ecclesiastical and institutional buildings. Their works include the iconic Houses of Parliament in London and the Albert Memorial, both standing as emblems of the Gothic revival's grandeur. Parallel to this architectural resurgence, the literary world saw the birth of Gothic novels. These were tales filled with mystery, horror, and the supernatural, set against the backdrop of brooding castles and ominous landscapes. The Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole, often considered the first Gothic novel, set the stage for a genre that would captivate readers' imaginations for centuries. The 19th century brought us Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and Bram Stoker's Dracula, Gothic masterpieces that continue to shape our cultural landscape. These novels not only entertained, but they also explored themes of morality, identity, and the human condition, pushing the boundaries of traditional literature. The Gothic revival was more than a mere trend. It was a powerful movement that reshaped the arts. It redefined the aesthetics of architecture, brought a dark twist to literature, and sparked a fascination with the medieval period that still resonates today. The Gothic revival period brought the Gothic culture back to the forefront, laying the groundwork for its evolution in the modern era. As we entered the 20th century, the Gothic culture found new expression in music and fashion, giving rise to a unique subculture. As the world began to modernize, so did Gothic culture. The mid to late 20th century saw the birth of Gothic rock, a music genre that sprung from the post-punk movement. Bands like Susie and the Banshees, The Cure, and Bauhaus, with their dark lyrics and somber melodies, became the soundtrack of the emerging Gothic subculture. Their music echoed the themes of the Gothic literature of the past, filled with stories of death, romance, and the supernatural. But it wasn't just the music. The fashion also evolved, creating a distinctive aesthetic that reflected the mood of the music. The color black, symbolic of mystery, death, and elegance, became the cornerstone of Gothic fashion. Velvet, lace, leather, and corsets were widely adopted, adding a touch of Victorian-era sophistication. Piercings, tattoos, and dramatic makeup became common, further emphasizing the subculture's deviation from mainstream norms. Fashion also became a tool for expression within the subculture. It allowed Goths to visually communicate their individuality and their affinity for the darker, more melancholic aspects of life. The fashion was not merely about looking different, it was about expressing a shared ideology, a shared worldview that was rooted in the Gothic tradition. Over the years, the music and fashion of the Gothic subculture have continued to evolve and diversify. Different subgenres of Gothic music emerged, such as death rock, dark wave, and ethereal wave. Fashion trends within the subculture also varied, giving rise to substyles like cybergoth, romantic goth, and steampunk. These elements of music and fashion have been instrumental in shaping the modern Gothic subculture. They've provided a platform for the subculture to express its unique perspective, to challenge societal norms, and to celebrate the beauty found in darkness. Through music and fashion, the Gothic culture continues to evolve, always capturing the fascination of those who dare to embrace the dark and the beautiful. In the 21st century, the Gothic culture continues to thrive, influencing not only art and literature, but also lifestyle and societal attitudes. As we delve deeper into our contemporary world, we find that the allure of the Gothic is as potent as ever. Its influence permeates not just the realm of literature and art, but also our day-to-day lives, shaping our preferences, attitudes, and behaviors. Consider the popularity of Gothic fiction and its subgenres today. From the supernatural thrillers of Stephen King to the dark romances of Anne Rice, Gothic themes have found a robust readership. The haunting narratives, the labyrinthine plots, and the brooding atmospheres are more than just elements of a story. They are the signs of our fascination with the unknown, the eerie, and the forbidden. In the realm of art, Gothic aesthetics continue to captivate. Whether it's the intricate designs of Gothic jewelry, the somber hues of Gothic paintings, or the breathtaking grandeur of Gothic architecture, these elements are testament to our enduring fascination with the enigmatic and the sublime. The resurgence of Gothic architecture in particular showcases our longing for a time when beauty was intertwined with mystery, and every structure told a story. But the influence of the Gothic extends beyond the pages of a book or the walls of a building. It has seeped into our lifestyle, shaping our fashion choices, our music preferences, and even our societal attitudes. The rise of Gothic subcultures, for example, speak volumes about our collective desire to challenge societal norms, to express our individuality, and to explore the darker facets of our psyche. The Gothic is not just a cultural phenomenon, it is a mindset, a perspective, a way of life. It encourages us to question, to rebel, to dream, and to create. It invites us to delve into the shadows, to confront our fears, and to emerge stronger and more enlightened. Today, the Gothic culture is more than just a historical phenomenon. It's a living, breathing entity that continues to intrigue and inspire. From its medieval origins to its modern manifestations, the Gothic culture has always held a certain allure. A pulse, a rhythm, an echo of the past that resonates in the present. The Gothic, with its shadowy arches and haunting melodies, has woven its way into the fabric of our society, shaping our art, our architecture, our literature, and even our fashion. This journey began in the Middle Ages, where the Gothic aesthetic was born from towering cathedrals and intricate stone carvings. It was a period that embraced the grandeur of the human spirit and the mystery of the divine. These elements, the grandeur and mystery, are the pillars of the Gothic, and they continue to echo through the ages. The Gothic revival of the 18th and 19th centuries saw a resurgence of this aesthetic, as artists and architects sought to recapture the spirit of the Middle Ages, to bring back the majesty and mystique of the Gothic era. From the spires of the Houses of Parliament in London to the flying buttresses of Notre Dame in Paris, the Gothic revival left an indelible mark on the landscape of our cities. In the 20th century, the Gothic found a new voice in music and fashion. Gothic rock, with its moody lyrics and dark, brooding melodies, captured the essence of the Gothic spirit. And in fashion, the Gothic aesthetic found expression in black lace, corsets, and a style that celebrated the beautiful and the macabre. Today, Gothic culture continues to thrive, influencing our lifestyle and our art. It's seen in the popularity of Gothic novels and films, in the architecture of modern Gothic mansions, and in the subcultures that embrace the Gothic lifestyle. The Gothic is, at its heart, a celebration of the sublime and the extraordinary, a celebration of the darkness and the light. Perhaps it's the mystery, the romance, or the hint of danger that draws us to the Gothic. Whatever it is, one thing is certain: the allure of Gothic culture is as enduring as it is captivating,